Good morning or good afternoon whenever you happen to be watching this video today. It is Wednesday and we are still going to be talking about comparing and contrasting in reading. So just to review, compare is whenever you think, how are they the same? Like, how are two things the same? And you put that on a Venn diagram in the middle. So you put what is the same right there in the middle. Contrast is when you think, how are they different? So you have two different things. You'll put one thing on one side, one thing on the other side of the Venn diagram, and you have to write what is only about that one thing or person or whatever it is you're comparing or contrasting. So same goes in the middle, different goes on the outside. We have another story today, different, but it's still kind of a short story. Yesterday, you had a story about lions and tigers, and the day before that, we introduced our journey story, Dex, the Heart of a Hero. So this story today is about Washington and Abraham. So George Washington and Abraham Lincoln. I'm going to read it. I'm going to do a couple of examples. I'll just give you one thing about Washington, one way that him and Abraham Lincoln are the same, and then one thing about Lincoln. And then you will go and do your Google form and finish the rest of it and finish comparing and contrasting them. But first, let's read. Washington and Abraham. George Washington was the first president of the United States. Abraham Lincoln was the 16th president of the United States. Abraham grew up poor in a log cabin, but George grew up rich in a mansion. They are both on U.S. coins. Abraham is on the penny and George is on the quarter. Both of them were great presidents. All right. So I have my Venn diagram over here, and I have one reason that I'm going to think of for all of these. So one thing that is just about George Washington. One thing that I remember is that he grew up rich. And that was just about him because it was different. They both didn't grow up rich. And actually, I remember Abraham Lincoln, it said he grew up poor. Oh, forgot my W. Grew up poor. Now, something that is about the both of them that they have in common, something that's the same, is that they, I remember at the end saying they both were great presidents. So they both were presidents. And that's it. So I put what is different on the outside. Something, if it's over here, it's just about George Washington. If it's over here, it's just about Abraham Lincoln. If it's in the middle, then it is about both of them, something that they have in common. So there are other things that you can add to this Venn diagram, and you are going to be doing that in your Google form. It's going to look a little bit different in your Google form, but if you have any questions, just make sure to comment and ask if you need any help or anything.